Hello, guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Unique Items. Today, we're going to be going over a unique item that I actually don't have access to directly, but because we've actually found one, I got to answer a lot of questions about it, and now that I know the answers, I can pass those answers on to you guys. And that is, of course, the Harlequin Crest Shako. If you guys haven't seen, the other day we actually managed to find one. I wasn't the one that found it, Leon was the one that found it, and Leonark. And we have managed to answer some questions that we wanted to know. Like, for instance, the +4 ranks to skills. Does it give skills to passives? The answer is no. It does not give skills to passives. It will give skills to anything that is considered like an attack, like darkness skills. In fact, let me go ahead and pull up my panel real quick. And we'll talk about this for just a second. So anything that counts as a skill, like Blight, even basic skills, it gives +4 even to your basics. And it also gives you +4 to the skill even if you don't have the skill itself. So even if you don't have it, it still gives you +4 to it, which is pretty crazy. Kind of makes it so that you can swap and swap anything that you want to anything else that you want. Use any abilities at any given time. It's actually really interesting. So let's go over the helmet together and let's talk about it and where we got it from. So Harlequin Crest Shako is a super uber unique item, which means that it is particularly difficult to find. Up until recently, honestly, impossible. However, now that they have made some changes to the way that Diablo 4's drop system works, by giving us a way to farm uber uniques through the uber Duriel encounter. If you guys have not been paying attention, I do have a video up about this already, but it involves utilizing the blackened femurs, the trembling hands, the gurgling heads, the living steels, and so forth and so on to spawn Varshan and Grigore. And Varshan and Grigore can drop the materials, the shards of agony and the mucus slick eggs, which you can then use to summon Duriel. And Duriel is the one that has the higher drop chance for uber uniques, which is how we got this screenshot in the first place. Now, Harlequin Crest Shako comes with some pretty impressive stats. First off, it has a very nice all stats of 28. It also comes with a massive chunk of life of 1,528, which is just insane, especially when you consider that the Godslayer crown has a maximum life of 1,310, and it rolls. So even if I were to get the maximum life roll on Godslayer crown, it's still not going to compete with the maximum roll on the Harlequin Crest Shako. We also have 12% resource regeneration, as well as cooldown reduction of 7%, which is always nice to have on a helmet. And massive 19% damage reduction, which does roll between 10 and 20%. But honestly, it's such a freaking excellent roll with that 19% DR. Just absolutely insane. And then, of course, the biggest thing with the Harlequin Crest Shako is the +4 ranks to all skills, which we talked about earlier. And it's just absolutely massive being able to have +4 ranks to all skills. I mean, if you could imagine, right now I'm sitting at level 9 Blight, right? Well, 4 would bring me up to 10, 11, 12, 13. I'd be at level 13 Blight. Just absolutely insane. And that doesn't stop there. Like, it's going to give you +4 to everything. +4 to your curses, +4 to your corpse tendrils, +4 to bone spirit that you don't even have points into, +4 to your bone prison, your corpse explosion, your blood mist, etc. And it just, in general, it's going to make your entire character, like, absolutely insane just by simply having that hat on, not just by having your Shako on. Now, Harlequin Crest Shako also has some flavor text. This headdress was once worn by an assassin disguised as a court mage. Her treachery was unveiled, but not before she used its magic to curse the king's entire lineage. The fall of House Aston. Now, of course, the Harlequin Crest Shako is something that is specific to another game, and the reason why it is so good in this game is because of how good it was in the previous game. So if you have never seen the Harlequin Crest Shako, let me show you what the Harlequin Crest Shako looks like real quick in Diablo 2, which is the game that it originally came from. So let me pull this image up. So this is the Harlequin Crest Shako in Diablo 2. In Diablo 2, it had some pretty darn good stats, including +2 to all skills, which of course the new one has +4. It has +2 to all attributes, which of course we also have all stats on the new Harlequin Crest, so mirroring that a little bit. +2 was a lot in Diablo 2. 28 isn't really a lot in Diablo 4. It's kind of like, it's kind of mirroring it, but scaling it up a little bit to be more accurate to what the game represents. As you can see here, Shako also had life and mana, which we also have life on the Harlequin Crest in the Diablo 4 version, and it also has damage reduced by 10, which the new version has 20% DR, up to 20% DR, which is really nice. The only thing that the new Harlequin Crest doesn't have is the 50% better chance of magic items, which, you know, that's just neither here nor there. That doesn't seem to be magic find in Diablo 4 at all anymore, which is unfortunate. Overall, the Harlequin Crest Shako is one of those crazy freaking items that will probably become best in slot if you can ever get your hands on it. And I really mean, like, absolutely best in slot. I don't think there's hardly any classes, maybe with the exception of the Tempest Roar Druid, specifically because you need the Tempest Roar to use that particular build. There's very few characters, I think, that would not want a Harlequin Crest Shako. Like, just very few at all. In fact, I think you could count them on one hand. Like, with the Tempest Roar, that's like one of the only ones that literally requires that helmet. Maybe Vasily's Prayer too, because it does require the Vasily's Prayer to convert the skills properly into their appropriate categories. Not entirely sure, to be honest, but it's definitely one of those hats, though, that if you do ever get your hands on it, well, yeah. Also, if you want to get yourself your own Shako beanie, like I got on my head, as you can see here, I do have Shako beanies up on the shop if you want to pick them up at ggmentor.com, and you can get your own Shako beanie for your head, so you can wear your Shako beanie while you're freaking playing Diablo. I'm totally not jealous of Leon. Totally not jealous at all. I'm not totally not agreeing with envy. A rather odd thing that we found out about the Shako, by the way, when he finally put it on, is that it only seems to be red. We don't exactly know why. It's not green, and it's very disappointing that it's not green. He can't dye it either. It's red in color, and it stays red, and it won't change to any other color than red, which is really weird. Leon is planning to make like one of every single character now this season, because now he's got a Harlequin Crest Shako to put on all their heads, so he's just going to be OP. He's already OP. He didn't even need the Harlequin Crest Shako. He was already OP before he got it, and now he's just even more OP. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, and if you want to learn about how to farm Duriel, I do have a video up for that, so you can pull up the information on the best ways to farm the materials and to get access to Duriel. As always, thanks for watching, and keep watching.